The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night. At
night. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So in this one I wanted to talk about filming windsurfing and camera angles and all of this. Obviously, as you windsurfers will know, being filmed is actually quite difficult as a windsurfer. Not only are you working with the elements, so the water and the wind, which is constantly changing, you also having to require another person to film you, which is obviously very time consuming for them and can also be expensive in some cases. So what we've kind of done as windsurfers, I feel like in the last few years, is we're all switching to these action cameras where we can to try and film ourselves. Obviously getting footage of yourself, especially as a professional, is really important to help learn new tricks and kind of analyze your performances on the water. But also for the guys who for the recreational sailors, you guys want footage of yourself to share with friends and family, and we all want content out on the internet to help promote the sport. So action cameras have kind of become the way forward. Now, I have never been a fan of action cameras mounted to the sail, like whether that be the mast with the fly mount, which is a very good mount, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it gives a real good perspective and gives the audience a good understanding of what you're actually experiencing on the water. And the best kind of POV angles are from somebody else filming you, like a follow cam, which is great, but again, requires somebody else. What if you don't have somebody else? So what I was really looking for is something that I can film myself out here in Vasiliki, out the back where there's no one around, where the conditions are the best as well, where my best tricks are and where I'm training the most. And then I came across this video by my good friend Dudu Levy. If you don't follow him or subscribe to him, I'll leave his details below and the link to his video that inspired me. And he's built this floaty cam where you put your 360 camera into some sort of flotation. It kind of sits and bobs on the water and you do your tricks around it. Now, not only is this great for freestyle because we've got a fixed point now we can do our tricks, but also for people like doing slalom, you want to like get videos of your jibes and all of this. That would be great. Waves might be a bit more challenging because obviously you've got the movement of the wave and the camera getting washed around. That might be a bit more of a challenge. But for flat water, I really think this is a great perspective. So I went and built my own. Now I'm going to flip the camera here. So as you can see, it is literally a few bits of foam that I bought in Decathlon on my way back from Athens. And it's these two yellow bits here. I don't know what they're for, but they seem to work really good. And the pool noodle fits inside of them for extra buoyancy. And they've got these little ridges, which means I can just slide the camera down the middle. You'll see I've got two kind of poles here. I've got the GoPro mount and I've got the Insta360 mount. Basically, they're taped together because the GoPro mount is got a floaty on it. So even if the whole thing did somehow come apart, the camera would still float and it wouldn't sink to the bottom. And as I said, the rest of it is just a pool noodle and these two bits of yellow foam that I've roped together with this little line off the end here, which I can then attach to a buoy or a mooring out the back here in the bay. And it means that I've got unlimited space, I can go where I want, and I can just do tricks at this camera. You might notice the camera's a little bit scratched, which is why on the footage there's a few water droplets on there. At the moment, I've only had it on this kind of bottom setting where the camera is quite low. I think I actually need to go and get another woggle or another pool noodle just to make the base a bit wider so that I can then extend the mount up. But actually I really like the camera low to the water. It kind of gives that water housing perspective. And yeah, so this afternoon the wind looks kind of light. I tested it with the fin, it went really well. And today I want to test it with the foil because I think with the height of the foil and getting so up close and personal, which we haven't really been able to do before, could look really cool. So I will see you when it gets windy at the beach. And in the meantime, here's a little section of what I got up to with the fin the other day. Okay, so I'm at the beach. There is not a lot of wind at the moment, but there's some little white horses out the back over in the distance over there. So we're gonna take 4-4. I've got it rigged, or I'm gonna rig it now, and let's get out there and test the camera.
No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do a run up. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do a run up.
Okay, I'm out the back. It's actually pretty windy. There's some good gusts. I'm gonna be a bit overpowered, so maybe I have to crank on a bit more outhaul. But pretty good conditions. There's literally no one out here. So yeah, let's see how this looks. Let's see if I can get a few moves dialed in. And then yeah, let's see how long we last. If the wind builds anymore, I could be struggling. Woo!
Gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do it right now. Whole gang, whole man, old school, young jam. All black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. Old man, old school, young jam. All black, MZ, still screaming out of that chain gang. And you gotta do it right now. And you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on me. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move dumb. Back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and now you gotta do it right now. No rush, go on, move back and forth, push and shove. Make your peace and love turn to peace and gloves. Now you gotta do it right now.
Okay, so I've tried my first shifty in like 3 months. I kind of got over the fear after a few weird little hurdles there. But yeah, the wind is really strong. I'm so overpowered. Let's see if I can keep going. I'm really struggling to regular duck, which I've only just learned anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going. There's not much battery left, and let's see. Woo-hoo-hoo! So as you can see, the sun's kind of going down behind the mountain now, which means the wind, I mean it already looks good, it's starting to get a bit funky, closer to the beach and downwind, so I'm going to head upwind and slowly closer to the beach. I think that was a pretty successful mission. I mean, I didn't land many tricks. Yeah, I'm a bit rusty on the foil. That's the first session, like I said before, in about a month. But happy to get over the fear of the shifty again. And yeah, like and subscribe, and hope to see you in a future video. Woo!